Hello, this is Kate, the Daily Tarot Girl, and welcome to your weekly tarot card reading. I'm joined by Sassy Merlina here. She's going to be presiding over the reading today, and I am using a classic deck. I'm using the Universal Waite Tarot deck. All right, so let's dive in and see what kinds of ideas and wisdom and advice the cards have for us for our week ahead. All right. Oops, this one really wants to come flying out here. I have a feeling Merlina is going to knock all of these down, as she typically does. All right, so before I get into this reading, I just want to let you know that I have a course that I am promoting right now. It's called Tarot for Rebels, and I have a live Q&A coming up for that course. So one of the bonuses of that course, it's a self-study course. So it's 13 video lessons along with worksheets, and there's a bonus live Q&A, which is happening very, very soon, next week, I think. So if you want to join that course, I'm going to put the link below, and I hope to see you there. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands for the beginning of the week. So Monday, Tuesday-ish, we have the Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands is a very adventurous card. The Knight of Wands loves adventure, and this is a card of action and movement and questing for something. So one thing that's going to motivate you this week, that's going to help you, is to have some sort of quest. A quest is kind of like a goal, but it feels a little more fun and a little more adventurous. So it's like setting a goal that feels interesting and kind of fun and will allow some, exploration and playfulness. The Knight of Wands he's very much connected to his passion, what he's passionate about. And that is what determines his actions and his movements and where he goes and what he does. And so when the Knight of Wands shows up in a reading, it's really calling you, it's reminding you to reconnect with that passionate, with your inner fire, your inner passion, the things that you're really passionate about and the things that are important to you. The Knight of Wands, he's also encouraging you to take action on something. So this week is a time for action. It's a time for moving forward. And it's a time for connecting or reconnecting with what you're passionate about, what really drives you, what motivates you. If you're having trouble getting motivated, connecting, finding what you're passionate about, what is important to you, what your values are, and then connecting your actions to that so that there is a sense of why behind the things you do. You know your why. You know why you're doing what you're doing. In other words, let's have a look at the middle of the week. So Wednesday, Thursday-ish, we have the Two of Pentacles. And Two of Pentacles is all about going with the flow and kind of keeping all the balls in the air, juggling things, and maybe even multitasking. So it's a card of balance, but it's also a card of multitasking. You're trying to balance multiple things. For some of us, this might just be two things, like the card suggests, or it might be a few things, but this is about kind of keeping it all moving, keeping it all happening. And I love this infinity symbol that's in the Two of Pentacles here. I think that that's really powerful. And what I notice about it is that if you trace the infinity symbol, your finger always comes back to the center. And so the secret to being able to go with the flow and to multitask and make it all happen and keep all the balls in the air is to keep returning to the center, especially on those days where you have a lot to do and you're very busy. Always taking a moment to return to the center. So that might look like pausing to take a few deep breaths during your day. It might be taking a moment just to check in with your five senses and just bring yourself into the present moment. Sometimes I'll count my breath, so like breathe in for 4 seconds, hold my breath for a moment, and then exhale for 4 seconds. And these are all just little things I can do to kind of recenter my energy and kind of return to my center. And you'll find that this helps you kind of clear your head a little bit. It helps you prioritize things. The secret to multitasking, I think, is prioritizing and figuring out, what's important, what needs to be done, what can be put to the side for now. And you need to kind of be in a clear headspace in order to do that effectively. And so being able to return to your center again and again and again throughout the day is going to be important this week. And then end of the week, we have Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is an exciting spread of cards. I felt like last week it was kind of like, wah, wah, like it's like all the Pentacles cards, and it was just like it felt very stagnant to me, whereas now things are happening. Now things are picking up. There's movement here. There's a little more inspiration, a little more energy. Ace of Wands represents an opportunity. So you might be presented with an opportunity, or that opportunity might come to you in the form of an idea. You might get this creative idea or this like fantastic idea that might just pop into your head. And yeah, that's what the Ace of Wands is all about. Like suddenly getting inspired, having an idea, burst of inspiration, or some sort of opportunity that comes knocking. Now, what I'm noticing about the Ace of Wands, yes, it represents a new beginning, but more than anything, I'm noticing this long stick, and it makes me think about being in alignment with something. And when I was talking about the Two of Pentacles, I talked about returning to your center, coming back to your center. And another way to think of that too is as you return to your center, that's an opportunity to kind of get in alignment with something, greater than yourself, getting back into alignment with your soul purpose, getting into alignment with the energy of the day. That's just kind of what it makes me think of when I look at the Ace of Wands. Okay, so I'm noticing the hands in this tarot reading. I'm noticing that the hands are all doing different things on the card. So with Knight of Wands, he's taking the reins. So beginning of the week, this is, you're taking the reins. You're taking initiative. You're either setting a goal or you're taking action. You're doing something. You're taking the initiative here. You're taking the reins. And with the Two of Pentacles, he has these two things that he's kind of weighing, kind of like balancing. So midweek, you're balancing multiple things, multiple tasks, multiple responsibilities. And the end of the week, the hand is holding this wand. It's like a magic wand. And there is a real magic involved when you get creative ideas, when you suddenly get inspired, inspiration strikes. It does kind of feel like magic. And in some ways, I see the Ace of Wands as being about manifesting something. And the first step in manifesting something or creating something is you get the idea. The inspiration comes, you get the idea. Now that idea might fizzle. you might not take action on it and it just kind of goes nowhere. Or you do take action and it still goes nowhere. But sometimes those initial bursts of energy or ideas can turn into something so much bigger. Like my idea for doing my YouTube channel many years ago now, at least 15 years ago, I think, I kind of just had this, it just started as a little idea that just kind of popped into my head. And it was just like a very small idea. And then it turned into something a lot bigger. So yeah. Okay, let's look at all the cards now and see if there's anything else that I want to mention here. And feel free to share your own ideas and your own insights in the comments. I always welcome that in my videos. So feel free to share your own thoughts here. Or even if you just want to share like how these cards kind of resonate with you or how they make sense to you, feel free to do that as well. And I'm just going to take a moment to get quiet here and just look and see if there's anything else I want to touch on. And I don't think there is. Yeah, this feels like an exciting week. We've got, the 2 wands with new growth on them here, the roiling ocean in the background. Like there's more movement, there's more happening this week than last week. And I think it's going to be important to come back to your center again and again throughout the week so that you maintain that state of balance. And to come into alignment with whatever your intentions are this week, coming into alignment with that and getting in touch with what you're passionate about, what's important to you, what lights you up, what fires you up. Those are all kind of the themes of the week ahead. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you find this reading helpful. And don't forget to check out my course, Tarot Reading for Rebels. I'm going to put the link below. This is a self-study course, and there's going to be the live Q&A, and you get lifetime access to the video lessons and the worksheets. So I hope to see you there, and have a wonderful week.